परब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। 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 अवतार मेहर
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Today is the 23rd of May 2020. Hearty welcome to the Avatar Meher Baba online Sahavas program brought to you by the Hyderabad Center. We will commence the evening with Namo Meher Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। अपार दिव्या कृपा सागरा। अपार दिव्या कृपा सागरा। सकल चराचर जगदोधार। सकल चराचर जगदोधार। नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। जो हारुलिवे श्री मेहर बाबा। जो हारुलिवे श्री मेहर बाबा। महि निज निंचिन मानव रूपा। इह परानंद जीवन मीवा। आनंद जीवन मीवा। भव भय भंजन परम पावना। भव भय भंजन परम पावना। नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। अज्ञानांधत अंत मुझे सी। अज्ञानांधत अंत मुझे सी। दिव्य विज्ञान दृष्टि नो संगी। दिव्य विज्ञान दृष्टि नो संगी। हरिषड्वर्गमु अंतरिंपगा। हरिषड्वर्गमु अंतरिंपगा। अव्यय मोक्षं बनुग्रहिंपुम्। अव्यय मोक्षं बनुग्रहिंपुम्। नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार नमो देव देवा। जय मेहर बाबा जय। जय मेहर बाबा जय। जय मेहर बाबा जय। जय मेहर बाबा जय। जय मेहर बाबा जय 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 जय मेहर बाबा। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబాకి జై. ఇప్పుడు వి గీతాంజలి గారు బిలాస్పూర్ నుంచి ఒక తెలుగు భజన్.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। सब मिल बोलो प्रेम से बोलो, सब मिल बोलो प्रेम से बोलो, बोलो मेहर प्रभु नाम 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 नाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। बोलो सब मिल बोलो प्रेम से बोलो, बोलो मेहर प्रभु नाम 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 नाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। इतना सुंदर रूप मेहर का, कितना सुंदर रूप मेहर का, सबसे मीठा नाम मेहर का, सबसे मीठा नाम मेहर का। मेहर की फिर मेहर करेगा, मेहर की फिर मेहर करेगा, लेके देखो तो जरा नाम 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 नाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। बोलो सब मिल बोलो प्रेम से बोलो, बोलो मेहर प्रभु नाम 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 नाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। यूं तो वाणी क्या क्या कहती, यूं तो वाणी क्या क्या कहती, किसको भाती किसको न भाती, किसको भाती किसको न भाती, सुख में दुख में मेहर साथी, सुख में दुख में मेहर साथी, कहना मेहर दामन थाम 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 थाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। बोलो सब मिल बोलो प्रेम से बोलो, बोलो मेहर प्रभु नाम 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 नाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। मेहर प्रेम का ज्ञान का सागर, मेहर प्रेम का ज्ञान का सागर, अनुभव कर ले तू भी निरंतर, अनुभव कर ले तू भी निरंतर, जो तू पल पल खोजे अंदर, जो तू पल पल खोजे अंदर, मेहर जपेगा सुबह शाम 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 शाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। बोलो सब मिल बोलो, प्रेम से बोलो, बोलो मेहर प्रभु नाम 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 नाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। नहीं जानू क्या भाग्य में पाया, नहीं जानू क्या भाग्य में पाया, जिसने मुझको तुमसे मिलाया, जिसने मुझको तुमसे मिलाया। मधुसूदन ने सब कुछ पाया, मधुसूदन ने सब कुछ पाया। अब तो बसा है मेहर धाम 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 धाम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम 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 काम, बिगड़े बनेंगे सारे काम। बोलो भाई मेहर मेहर, बोलो भाई मेहर मेहर, प्रेम से बोलो मेहर मेहर, प्रेम से बोलो मेहर मेहर, प्रेम से बोलो, जोर से बोलो, हो गए दर्शन मेहर बोलो, मेहर 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 मेहर, सबका प्यारा मेहर मेहर, सबका प्यारा मेहर मेहर, सबसे न्यारा मेहर मेहर, सबसे न्यारा मेहर मेहर, है रखवाला दीन दयाला, दिया उजियाला मेहर बोलो, मेहर 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 मेहर, धर्म एक है मेहर मेहर, धर्म एक है मेहर मेहर, जात न पाती मेहर मेहर, जात न पाती मेहर मेहर, सारे मानव एक प्रभु के माता पिता है मेहर बोलो, मेहर 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 में, मंदिर में है मेहर मेहर, मंदिर में है मेहर मेहर, मस्जिद में भी मेहर मेहर, मस्जिद में भी मेहर मेहर, गुरुद्वारा में गिरजा घर में मधुसूदन एक मेहर बोलो, मेहर 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 मेहर। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా की జై। ఇప్పుడు మెహరానంద్ హైదరాబాద్।
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। నా మనసే నన్ను ఆడించే, నీ ధ్యానమునే మరిపించే, అన్నీ తెలిసి నిన్నే మరచి, అన్నీ తెలిసి నిన్నే మరచి, అన్యముకై మది ఆక్రోశించెను, నా మనసే నన్ను ఆడించే, నీ ధ్యానమునే మరిపించే। మాయా మనసుకు స్వాధీనుడనై మ్రగితినేని ఐహిక వనములో, మాయా మనసుకు స్వాధీనుడనై మ్రగితినేని ఐహిక వనములో, పసిడి ఛాయ ప్రాపంచ పంజరము పరిమితమాయను, నా పయనమునకు నయన మనోహర, నా హృదయేశ్వర నయన మనోహర, నా హృదయేశ్వర, నీ పదధూళిగా నను మననీరా, నీ సదనమునకు నను రానీరా, నా మనసే నన్ను
ఆడించే నీ ధ్యానమునే మరిపించే ఏ క్షణమైనా ఆయువు తీరును ఆఖరి వరకు సాయము కమ్మా ఏ క్షణమైనా ఆయువు తీరును ఆఖరి వరకు సాయము కమ్మా ఏ మరి నిన్నునే మరచిన క్షణము ఏ మరి నిన్నునే మరచిన క్షణము నామది నిలువుమా నను దయగనుమా నామది నిలువుమా నను దయగనుమా నా మనసే నన్ను ఆడించే నీ ధ్యానమునే మరిపించే ఇహ సౌఖ్యములకు లొంగనీయక భవబంధాలకు బందీనవక ఇహ సౌఖ్యములకు లొంగనీయక భవబంధాలకు బందీనవక సుందరని చరణారవిందముల సేవా తత్పర భాగ్యశాలినై బాబా బాబా నామ ప్రియుడనై బాబా బాబా నామ ప్రియుడనై బాబా సన్నిధి చేరనీవయ్యా బాబా సన్నిధి చేరనీవయ్యా ప్రేమ పెన్నిధిని పొందనీవయ్యా నా మనసే నన్ను ఆడించే నీ ధ్యానమునే మరిపించే అన్నీ తెలిసి నిన్నే మరచి అన్నీ తెలిసి నిన్నే మరచి అన్యము కైమది ఆక్రోశించెను నా మనసే నన్ను ఆడించే నీ ధ్యానమునే మరిపించే अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अभी मेहर रामधोकर नागपुर से एक हिंदी भजन पेश करेंगी।
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना ओ मेहर पिया नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना ओ मेहर पिया नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना नौबत सुन के इस जोगन के नौबत सुन के इस जोगन के खन खने खनकने लगे कंगना 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 नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना ओ मेहर पिया नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना मेरे सर ताज पिया मेहरबान अताए रसूल मेरे सर ताज पिया मेरे सर ताज पिया मेरे सर ताज पिया मेरे सर ताज पिया मेहरबान अताए रसूल तेरी तो मेहर है हर हर अता अताए रसूल तेरी तो मेहर है हर हर अता अताए रसूल चिराग प्यार का सारे जहां में जलता है चिराग प्यार का सारे जहां में जलता है तमाम दुनिया में तेरा ही नाम है तेरे रंग में रंग रंगे हाशमी में है तेरे रंग में रंग रंगे हाशमी में है सवार दो जरा जोगन की जिंदगी में है सवार दो जरा जोगन की जिंदगी में है मैं तेरी अदना पुजारण हूँ नाज करती हूँ मैं तेरी अदना पुजारण हूँ नाज करती हूँ मैं तेरे भीख के टुकड़ों पे नाज करती हूँ मैं तेरे भीख के टुकड़ों पे नाज करती हूँ नबी भी तेरे है तेरा खुदा गरीब नवाज नबी भी तेरे है तेरा खुदा गरीब नवाज तेरी जवानी भी तुझ पर फिदा गरीब नवाज मेरी जवानी भी तुझ पर फिदा गरीब नवाज तुझसे मैं तुझको मांग रही हूँ तुझसे मैं तुझको मांग रही हूँ शायद यही है मेरा मंगना 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 नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना ओ मेरे पिया नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना नौबत सुन के इस जोगन के नौबत सुन के इस जोगन के खनखने खनकने लगे कंगना 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 नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना ओ मेरे पिया नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना नौबत बाजे तोरे नौबत बाजे तोरे अंगना अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
बहुत खूब मेहरा జై బాబా అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా కి జై. ఇప్పుడు మెహర్ మాయా కెనడా నుంచి ఒక తెలుగు భజన్. మెహర్ మాయా.
అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా కి జై. మాయ నుండి విడువడి మెహరుని చేరండి మానవత్వపు బాటలో ఇక సాగిపోరండి మాయ నుండి విడువడి మెహరుని చేరండి మానవత్వపు బాటలో ఇక సాగిపోరండి జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా ప్రేమ చాటగా పుడమి వెలసిన పుణ్యమూర్తిని ప్రేమికులకు దాసుడైన దివ్య ప్రియతముని ప్రేమ చాటగా పుడమి వెలసిన పుణ్యమూర్తిని ప్రేమికులకు దాసుడైన దివ్య ప్రియతముని అహంకారము దర్పము ఆడంబరము మాని అహంకారము దర్పము ఆడంబరము మాని అవతారుని చేరండి సర్వమర్పించి మాయ నుండి విడువడి మెహరుని చేరండి మానవత్వపు బాటలో ఇక సాగిపోరండి మాయ నుండి విడువడి మెహరుని చేరండి మానవత్వపు బాటలో ఇక సాగిపోరండి జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా ప్రేమ నశించిన ఈ యుగమునందునా ప్రేమ బీజము నాటవచ్చిన పరమ పెన్నిధిని ప్రేమ నశించిన ఈ యుగమునందున ప్రేమ బీజము నాటవచ్చిన పరమ పెన్నిధిని నీడ కంటే సన్నిహితుడైనట్టి మేహరుని నీడ కంటే సన్నిహితుడైనట్టి మేహరుని నిత్యము ధ్యానించి మది నిశ్చింత పొందండి మాయ నుండి విడువడి మేహరుని చేరండి మానవత్వపు బాటలో ఇక సాగిపోరండి మాయ నుండి విడువడి మేహరుని చేరండి మానవత్వపు బాటలో ఇక సాగిపోరండి జై బాబా మెహరు బాబా 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 अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अभी मेहर ईशा फ्रॉम हैदराबाद एक हिंदी भजन। मेहर ईशा।
की जय। जीवन ये मिलान मोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिलान मोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिलान मोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। ला 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 ला। गोप गोपी संग जैसे खेले कन्हाई खेले कन्हाई। गोप गोपी संग जैसे खेले कन्हाई खेले कन्हाई। प्रभु ने हमारे संग लीला रचाई। के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। दुनिया अब रह गई डटोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिला अनमोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। ला 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 प्यार भरी नैनन में हमको समाया हमको समाया। प्यार भरी नैनन में हमको समाया हमको समाया। एक मुस्कुराहट से दर्द भुलाया दर्द भुलाया। एक मुस्कुराहट से दर्द भुलाया दर्द भुलाया। प्रभु प्यार को नहीं है तोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। प्रभु प्यार को नहीं है तोल के बिना मोल में हर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिला अनमोल के बिना मोल।
Hey.
Oh, Tara! La 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 la। गुणहीनता को हमरे छिपाया हमरे छिपाया। गुणहीनता को हमरे
छिपाया हमरे छिपाया।
क्षमाशील हाथों से गले को लगाया, गले को लगाया।
क्षमाशील हाथों से गले को लगाया, गले
करम दियो खोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। मन का भरम दियो खोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिला अनमोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। ला 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 ला। ऐसो प्रतापा प्रीत कियो है मेहर तुमसे। ऐसो प्रतापा प्रीत कियो है मेहर तुमसे। जिसको जतन करो अपने हृदय से, अपने हृदय से।
जिसको जतन करो अपने हृदय से, अपने हृदय से।
कैसे कहूँ सूझे नहीं बोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। कैसे कहूँ सूझे नहीं बोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिला अनमोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिला अनमोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। जीवन ये मिला अनमोल के बिना मोल मेहर पग पायो। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. That concludes our bhajan session for today. From now onwards until 7:15, we have a talk by Shireen Bonner, who is joining us from New Mexico, US. Shireen Bonner is beloved Baba's niece. She is the daughter of beloved Baba's youngest brother, Adi Jr. and Shireen Irani. She is being joined today by her husband, Jay Bonner, and we also have a special guest today with us, Dara ji, who is her brother. Over to you, Dara ji, for starting the proceedings.
Well, hi, yes. Thank you, Jay Baba. Oh,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yes, Dara ji, we can.
So, a very warm and loving Jay Baba from Hyderabad and via Hyderabad all the way to Shireen in Santa Fe and whoever else must be listening to this. I'm so glad that Shireen agreed to do this, and you guys will get to know her story. I just wanted to quickly have a little word. Everything is documented these days, but a little personal touch to who my sister Shireen is. She is 12, 13 years younger to me. So when I first moved to England, she was about a year old. And my first connection with her was as a babysitter. I would take care of her when our mother, Franny, was busy. I'd take her in a pushchair here and there. Anyway, Shireen, I also would like to introduce you to this wonderful Baba family in Hyderabad. They're exceptional people. They just live for Baba, eat for Baba, breathe for Baba. It's just incredible. And I'm glad that you get a chance to share your Baba story with them. And I think now you should take over. Okay, Gopi. Wrong.
Sure, Daraji.
All right.
You may have to unmute yourself, Jay Baba. You may have to unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
Oh, hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Say, Dara. Thank you, Jay Baba. I was talking to my Dara, not for the first time. Oh, it's wonderful to see you, and Amrit and Gopal, thank you, and your wonderful for inviting me to speak. Thank you so much. Tell me when I should say anything.
Jai Baba Shireen, thank you. This is Gopi. On behalf of Hyderabad Center, Avatar Baba Hyderabad Center, we welcome you and Jay onto the meeting. Thank you so much for accepting our request and joining this. I know this is very early in the morning for you, and appreciate you joining us so early. When we're all very happy to have you on this meeting, and we are looking forward to hear your stories with beloved Baba in your childhood. You have 40 minutes from now, and we're all eager to hear your stories. Over to you.
Thank you. And just tell me when I should stop. And I'm going to say one thing that Dara will appreciate. It is very early in the morning, but Dara knows that Jay, also known as Chaiwala, used to like getting up early to make tea for Dara. So, Jay, Dara.
We were together in Australia at Avatar's abode, Gopi, and dear Jay, he would make chai for me since I would get up early.
At the crack of dawn.
What's that?
Yeah. Sorry. Now, Shireen. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you again so much, and it's really wonderful to see you, Funga, see Dara, my brother, and Amrit, and to get to know your group in Hyderabad. I'll just talk and tell me when to stop. I had the great privilege and good fortune of meeting Beloved Baba 3 times. Just quickly, our father, Adi Jr., was the only one of Baba's siblings to leave India, and that's a story in itself. So I was born in England. I think the only one of Baba's nieces or nephews to be born out of India, and therefore I didn't grow up with him in the way that my brother did, my cousins did. So when I was a baby, my parents took me to India to, with Dara, of course, to meet Baba. Well, no, Dara was in India. That's, again, another story. Dara was in India still. So I met Baba when I was a baby, and I think my mum and I spent 6 months in India at that time, and you know, Baba held me on his lap, and of course for my mum, you can imagine it was just heaven. That's all she wanted, was for Baba to hold the baby, you know. And so then I again met Baba when our family went to India when I was 7, ostensibly for the purpose of celebrating my Naujat ceremony, which you all know about, so I won't explain all of that. Even though, of course, we were Baba followers, my maternal grandfather was quite a devout Zoroastrian, and he really wanted me to have a Naujat ceremony, and Baba agreed. So that was all decided when we were living in England, and then, you know, we were going to go to India. So I grew up in a way, on the one hand as a little English girl, but on the other hand, of course, we were different. You know, we weren't from England, but I went to an English school. And I remember, of course, there were photos of Baba all over our house. And my parents spoke about Baba, our dad did, but, you know, I was young, I was very young. So then the great excitement, the big event was that we were going to go to India. So then our dad decided he had to tell me about Baba. So he did it very well, I think. And again, you know, growing up in London, and at that time a fairly socially conservative, beautiful part of London, the Church of England was a very big part of our life, or my life. I went to a school where we had Christian prayers. And I always like to say this, we had our house known as Mermanzil. Baba named our house in London. I think if you took a ruler or tape measure, it was slap bang in between the church on one side and the vicarage on the other. And we had many interesting interactions with vicars and who learned about Baba, and that's another story. So I grew up with this notion of Christ. Went to a Christian school, you know, sang hymns, etc. So I just remember one day Dad sitting me down and saying, you know, we're going to India, and you know about Christ? I said, yes. Jesus? I said, yes. He said, well, Baba is Jesus come again. Baba is God in human form, and he's also your uncle. And, you know, at the age of 7, I was just, oh, that's nice. I accepted it. Nothing strange to me. And so I became doubly excited about this visit to India, because I was going to meet God in human form, my uncle. So, you know, all the preparations of the trip were in place. I knew that I was having the Navjot ceremony, but more than anything, I could not wait to meet Baba, because I had accepted what my dad told me. You know, there was nothing unusual or questioning in my mind. But one of the things I did do before we went to India, one day at school, I was on the playground, and I told my friend, I said, I'm going to meet my uncle, and he's God. And again, you know, a 7-year-old, not at all fazed by that. So with my friend, we came up with some questions to ask Baba. And I didn't tell our parents, and I had those questions, and along with some other questions of mine, I was going to go to India, meet God in human form, and have all my questions answered, the pressing questions of a 7-year-old. So we arrived in India, you know, just, you can imagine the tremendous build-up of excitement. I'd never been on an aeroplane except when I was a baby. And we were greeted by our family, you know, so many family members who you all have perhaps met or will have know of, including Sarosh, you know, our uncle, and many family members greeted us at Bombay airport. And it was just this massive excitement for me at that age. But especially, I could not wait to meet Baba. So my mum and I stayed with my grandparents in Ahmednagar, and Dara stayed, I believe, Dara at Vilu and Sarosh's, and our dad stayed at Merazad. And already I was a little jealous of Dad. I wanted to stay at Merazad. And anyway, the big excitement, the big day came when we were to meet Baba. So my father had given me so many instructions as to how to behave. He told me to, you know, be calm, not become overexcited. This was a very special meeting. This was Baba. Also that Baba was rather frail, and I should be very gentle. I shouldn't rush and hug him. You know, he was basically trying to persuade me to behave very, very well when he's introducing his daughter to Baba for the first time. And so I listened to Dad, and I really did normally pay attention to what our father told me. So I remember the day Baba sent cars to my grandparents, and I just remember a fleet of cars as we were driven to Merazad. And I think I must have been in the car with my mum, and maybe my dad, our dad had come too, and Dara, I think we would have all gone in one car. And there were other cars. There was all the relations came. Everybody was there. And I still remember to this day, you know, the sign, I think it says Private Merazad Road, and seeing that sign, the excitement building up in me, driving down what seemed like a long, long, long driveway, and then getting out and just being embraced, you know, physically and metaphorically, I suppose, by the Mandali. And just that level of love and attention, and it was just like heaven. I was in heaven. My mother had dressed me up to the nines. I was, you know, dolled up, always. And at least at age 7, that worked. When we went again when I was 11, it didn't work so well. But it was such a special occasion, the most special, momentous occasion of my young life. I remember Dara was in a suit, and there was a combination of solemnity and also the atmosphere, also just tremendous excitement and joy. And of course, you can imagine being greeted by Mera and Mani and Goher and Katie, all the Mandali, what that was like for somebody so young, you know, to have that greeting. Well, then the big moment as we were going to see Baba, who was in Mandali Hall. Now, my father had given me all, as I said, all these instructions as to what I should and shouldn't do. And, you know, one of his big concerns was that I should not leap on Baba, I shouldn't throw myself at him. I should just be very behaved, decorum. And I was nodding and listening. And I had a garland. I can remember clutching that garland so tightly, being so nervous. And our dad said, I mean, Dara knew what to do, but our dad said to me, you keep your head down, you keep your hands in the prayer position, you say Jai Baba, and you move along. So as we approached, and it was almost like a queue to go in, I could see Baba's leg from the open door of, Mundley Hall. I remember the excitement just building up in me. And then it was my turn to go in front of Baba. And I just felt like I'd been waiting for this my whole life. And I saw Baba, and I bowed down. I think I managed to do that. I held the garden, and then everything my father said went out of my head. The garland, I don't even know if I had it anymore, and I threw myself at Baba. He had, of course, opened his arms wide, and he gave me a huge hug. And I remember thinking, well, this isn't what Dad said to do, but it just didn't matter. From that moment on, I felt that was the beginning of, my relationship with Baba. So it was wonderful. I can't adequately describe what it felt like to see him for the first time, to be embraced by him. After that point, we were there for 3 months. All I wanted to do was to see Baba. That was really, it was just the excitement. Yeah, Dara? Oh, and so then began our life there of 3 months. So for me, it was a lot of just waiting to see Baba. And wait. I think we saw him almost every day, Dara, or every other day. I mean, it varied, but I'd say almost every day. Baba's car would come. I'd get all dolled up, go in the car and see him. And so I lived for those days. Meanwhile, I was also, of course, my, grandparents were there, other family members, and I was supposed to be studying for my Naujut and I was supposed to learn all of these Zoroastrian prayers, which were completely foreign to me. So I had to do that too, but my only interest was Baba. So I just loved going to Merazad. I loved being greeted by my aunts and playing with them. But I love playing with Baba. He was a wonderful playmate, and always with a huge smile on his face. And one thing I should say is, at that age, when I was thinking about Baba, of course, I think at age 7, you certainly have a concept of God. But I also had this feeling of, well, this is Baba who knows everything. It was almost a little bit like he was a little bit part magician. Everything, every figure in my life who was just magical was found in Baba. I just knew that Baba knew everything. He could tell me everything. And of course, I did have a lot of questions for him. But I loved playing with him. I remember one time I had bought a little handbag, or somebody had bought me a handbag from the bazaar, and I had been talking to Baba. And then my aunt Mani Furiz, I used to call her, wanted me to go down and play with her. And I remember being very torn about my handbag. What do I do with my handbag? Because I love this bag and I needed to leave it somewhere to play with Mani. And so I gave it to Baba, and he held it, and I had a picture of Baba holding my handbag so sweetly. He said, "Don't worry, I'll look after it." I can only say that, he was so sweet and so loving, and of course reacted to my very understandably childlike and childish behavior because I was 7, and he met me at that level. It was absolutely wonderful. One of my favorite things was to sit in the dining room with Baba and the Mandali. So my mother would come, but the men, of course, didn't come. So Dara and our dad must have eaten with the men Mandali. They did. And I would sit at the table, and Mani, our lovely Aunt Mani, would so sweetly allow me to sit in her place. So Baba was at the head of the table. Mera was on his right-hand side. Mani would be on the left. She let me sit there. So, I would have my lunch with Baba. It was, I did have some understanding that this was incredible. It was very natural to me, but I knew that there was something extraordinary about this, to be with Baba. And he was very loving, very sweet. We'd talk, but one time something happened. So when I was 7, I was quite slim, And I had asthma, bronchitis. I wasn't always very well. So my mum said to Baba, "Oh, Baba, I don't know what to do with Shireen. She's too thin." That was not a problem later in my life, but she said she's too thin. She won't eat. So, of course, the food that was served was Indian food, and I'd grown up in England, and I didn't like Indian food. And this was one of the things my parents used to say to me, "Don't make a fuss, you're an Indian now." But I didn't like the food. So I had a plate of, I suppose it was rice and dal and whatever else was on my plate, and I'd been sort of pushing the food around, and Baba had, of course, the same food on his plate. And I knew I was being actually impolite, a bit rude, not eating the food that was given to me. So I don't exactly remember the exact conversation, but Baba looked at me very lovingly and said, "Oh, Shireen, do you like the food?" I knew enough to say, "Oh, yes, Baba." I knew not to say, "No, I don't like this food," but I obviously wasn't eating it. So Baba then, we were talking, and he said, "Oh, I'm so glad you like the food." So I was turning to him to talk, and my mouth was open, and Baba took a big pile of rice and dal from his plate, his fingers, and just shoved it in my mouth and said something like, "I'm so glad you like the food." And of course I was trying so hard not to gasp, but you know what, after that I love rice and dal. I mean, it worked. So I was lucky enough to be fed by Baba. Another very fond memory from that time was being around Muskan, Baba's dog, his beloved dog. And I don't know if any of you, Dara, and Amrit, of course, but I don't know if anybody else ever met Muskan. He was a beautiful dog, and he was big. And actually, he was very gentle. But he was a very big dog. I was only 7, so to me, he looked like a bear. He was enormous. And I was a little frightened of him. And Baba noticed this. And he said that he wanted me to become friends with Mustan. So the way that Baba arranged that was that he would have me give Mustan his food sometimes. And I remember Baba would give Mustan, I think this is right, a raw egg. And I can remember, that being in the bowl, and I very gingerly was handing the bowl to Mustan, and Mustan took it, and we became friends. And then when we went back in 1969 to India, 1968, 1969 for Dara and Amrit's wedding, I felt that I knew Mustan. But that was very sweet, because I knew how much Mustan, how much Baba loved Mustan. So as we spent more time with Baba, and I felt a little more, I never felt diffident, because Baba was so immediately just everything I'd hoped. He was so warm, so loving. I felt so at home with him. But as time went on, I don't remember, the passage of time exactly, I thought it would be a good idea to ask Baba all of these questions that I had prepared for him. And we were in Mugli Hall one day, and I do know that I hadn't told our parents that I was going to ask these questions. And Dara, you must have been there. But my dad, he hadn't said, "Oh, don't ask Baba anything." But it was, wouldn't you say, Dara, it was pretty obvious that Dad wouldn't want us, me being a pest or being impertinent in any way or asking too many questions. Well, with Baba, our father was definitely our sort of, the figure we looked up to, naturally our kind of the person we listened to. But once I met Baba, that sort of went out the window, and I just became, I suppose, emboldened. So one day I just asked, or if I could ask my questions, or I just asked them. And I really only remember what it was like asking Baba those questions, but I do remember our father standing in the corner with a look of slight horror on his face, because I started reading off all these questions. And of course, my mum and dad didn't know I was going to do this at all. So the questions have been written up, and I think every time I tell them it's slightly different. But the question that I came up with my friend in the playground, because I told her, I said, "Well, I'm going to meet God," and she said, "Oh, okay, so we can ask some questions." So the first question was that we wanted to know, and I stood in front of Baba. I think I often would stand on a little stool. I said, Baba, what is higher, the stars, the moon, the sun, or the clouds? I really wanted him to tell me this, answer this question. And he smiled, big beaming smile. And he said, I am the highest of the high. So that was good. I wanted more specific information, but that was I liked that question. Then I had another question that had been weighing on my mind a lot. Like most children, I had a pretty active imagination, read stories, fairy tales, etc. I was very concerned about witches. And I knew that I wanted to ask Baba if witches were real. So I asked him that question. I said, Baba, are witches real? Fully expecting him to say, no, of course not, don't worry. And instead, he took a pause and seemed rather serious. And I thought, oh, no. And he actually answered, yes, they are real. And my heart sank because I thought, oh, this isn't what I wanted to hear at all. But then he said, no, Shireen, they don't fly on brooms, they don't wear pointed hats, but witches are bad people. If there are bad people, and those are your witches. So that I was very satisfied with that answer. I asked Baba to explain reincarnation. I asked Baba if I would have the same parents, and he said no, which I remember being very sad about. I, again, didn't expect him to say no. And then I asked him my big question. So growing up in London, I had almost zero reason to come into contact with snakes and scorpions, thankfully, although I can remember our dad taking us to the Natural History Museum and seeing a massive stuffed something or other hanging there. And I mean, I had a fear of snakes that was inbuilt. When I went to India as a baby, I apparently saw a dead snake and had some kind of, I had a fever. So there's something very, as I say, very ingrained. So, and prior to the trip, of course, my mum, said, look, we're going to India. You cannot play outside the way you do in England. You mustn't put your hand down any holes. I was a really impressionable child. So this became a fixation for me. So I became very worried about snakes and scorpions. So I asked Baba why he made them. And I said, Baba, why would you make such horrible, creepy, crawly, nasty things? And he said, do you like them? I said, no, I don't like them. And he said, well, he said, both good and bad are mine. And I think I wasn't too satisfied with that answer. I don't remember this part, but apparently I did ask Papa if he'd made a mistake, which I can hardly believe. But he had said, one thing he said to me that really, really resonated. He said, well, when you see something scary, what happens? And I said, well, I become afraid. And he said, when you're afraid, pretty, but it's necessary. And he said, in that way, both good and bad are mine. So I,
Meher Baba.
ఇంకా 1 minute ఉంది. అయిపోయింది. జయ బాబా ఇప్పుడు 7 కి భాస్కర్ అంకుల్ గారి ఫ్యామిలీ సత్యనారాయణ గారు చేస్తారు. జయ బాబా స్టార్ట్.
We were told, and I was told especially, I don't
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Oh.
And he also said, Baba is frail, is not very well, and he takes a nap. Don't disturb him. So when Baba was sleeping, I felt at a loose end. When he was having a nap, I didn't really know what to do. But in fact, I just had a wonderful time playing our aunts, Mani, Mera, the ladies. Wonderful times in the garden. And I really feel it's how I got to know, Mani Free so well from those early days. So, but I was always sort of, waiting for Baba to wake up. One of the things I loved to do was to ride on Goher's bicycle. I'm sure some of you remember Goher on her bike. And I would ride the bike all around Merazad, which for me seemed like a huge, huge garden, and it's not that big really, but I really felt I was exploring. And again, that sort of child's imagination, I would remember the book, The Secret Garden, and I would find what I thought were little secret passages. And, they weren't, but in my mind they were. And so I remember going around on the bike, having been told not to disturb Baba, and then coming upon what I thought was a secret passageway to Baba's room. And it wasn't secret, it was just the back door, but I saw the window in the door, or whether it was just the window. So I thought, oh, I've discovered the secret way to get into Baba's room. I don't think that I dared to enter his room on that trip. When I was 11, I did. I remember going in and entering, but that was when I was 11. But I would love to go visit Baba in his room, and I remember sitting on his bed and we would just talk, and we'd talk about school. He asked me about my friends. I told him I really wanted a dog. I can't remember if we had our dog at the time. I don't think we did. No, Chan came later. And just, very natural chit-chat. I know that I'm not the only person who says this. Of course, Baba was silent. I don't remember anybody else in the room. Erich must have been there, of course, to interpret. But, I remember Baba talking to me, and it was just the two of us. And that's how I remember it. We used to play little games. And in England at that time, it's sort of it's just a part of English culture that was then. But men would make little sun hats out of a handkerchief. You'd knot the four ends of a handkerchief, and then that would be, men would place that on the head if they were going to the seaside, and it was a familiar thing. And so Baba would do that. He would put knots in the handkerchief, and I'd put knots in the handkerchief, and we'd swap little hanky hats, and it was just very sweet. And of course, I loved doing all that with him. So one time, as I mentioned, I very much had this notion that I understood to the extent that a child can, Baba was God, and I was in the presence of the greatest soul. But I also had this feeling of Baba's a magician. He can do anything. And I was secretly hoping that he would do something that was a little bit magical. And he did once. And I loved it at the time, but I didn't even then really understand how amazing this was. And Mani used to tell the story, and she used to tell it really, really well. But so one day when we were having lunch in Baba's dining room, a special treat had arrived, and it was a large tin of fruit salad. And I think it had even been sent from Australia. It was a treat. This was 1963, 64. And so Baba said, we're going to have a treat now, Shireen. We're going to have fruit salad. So I was very excited. So I think it was Naja or Katie opened the tin and poured the tin into a bowl. And then we were served our little bowls from that. And of course, if you know fruit salad, there are always cherries in the tin of fruit salad, but not too many cherries. Cherries are special. So Baba asked me, do you like cherries? And I said, oh, yes, Baba. So he smiled, always smiling. I just remember this beaming smile and loving embraces, and always a little, little pinching of the cheek and the chucking under the chin, just so many loving gestures. So he was in a very much, in that mode, kind of very avuncular, I will say, and he was our uncle. So he said to whomever, let's say it was Katie, oh, give Shireen all the cherries. And I said, oh, thank you, Baba. So my bowl came, I ate, and of course I ate the cherries first. And Baba looked very pleased and said, oh, did you like those? Did you like the fruit? And I said, oh, yes. He said, did you like the cherries? I said, oh, yes, Baba, thank you. And he said, you finished them? I said, yeah. He said, do you want some more? I said, oh, please, yes, please. And Katie, I'm not sure if it was Katie or Naja, but said, well, Baba, I gave Shireen all the cherries. And Baba said, well, just look in the bowl and see if you can find some more cherries. So she did, and she found a few more cherries. So she said, oh, yes, here are some cherries. So I got them, and I ate them very happily. And Baba looked very pleased. And then Baba said to me, did you like those? I said, oh, yes, Baba. He said, would you like more? I said, yes, please. And, he looked at Katie, and no, there aren't any more. So he said, just have another look. So, of course, she found more cherries. So they went into my bowl. And I don't remember how many times this happened, but it happened a lot. And even then it dawned on me that there could not possibly be this many cherries in a tin of fruit salad. And I remember feeling so pleased because I thought, oh, Baba's just performed a little bit of magic. It was really lovely. And, Mani used to relay the story afterwards and say they all were just astonished. There were these cherries that just kept being produced and out of nowhere. So that was just a lovely thing. I felt it was like a little gift, that Baba gave me to say that, yes, you can do absolutely anything. So, and you must tell me when I should stop. So then, as I mentioned, we were there ostensibly, of course, to see Baba, but for my Naujut ceremony, which was very important to my grandfather. And Baba had already, agreed that it was okay that I should go ahead and have the ceremony. I'll just quickly say, my mum's mother, Sunamai, was a devout Baba lover. My grandfather wasn't, but he respected Baba very much. So it was, he was very respectful, but he wanted the tradition of the Naujut ceremony. So as I mentioned, that did require my learning all of these Persian prayers, and I had no knowledge, no introduction of these prayers. So I had a task, and I had to learn them by the time of my Naujut ceremony, which I think would have been towards the end of the trip. And but then at some point, Baba asked my mum, if I knew the Parvadigar prayer. And Mum said, no, Baba, she's only 7, she doesn't know it. So he said, teach it to her. So I had to not only learn all the Persian prayers for the Naujut ceremony, but the Parvadigar prayer. And of course, for my mum, she was much more nervous that I should know the Parvadigar prayer, and please Baba. So she became a little bit nervous and anxious and said, how are we going to do this? Because I was actually having lessons from the dustor who would come to the house to teach me. And poor man, he tried so hard, and my mind was only on Baba. I didn't want to pay attention to what he was teaching me, but I tried. But I also felt, no, I must learn the Parvadigar prayer, which, I think is probably a fairly hard prayer for a child. So my mum said, well, the only way we can do this, I had really long hair, almost down to my knees. And it was a chore for her to brush it every morning. And there was all sorts of, I'd be yelling and saying it hurt me. So she said, well, learn the prayer while you are having your hair brushed. So I have a very strong memory of having my hair brushed, getting all the knots out, and then learning Parvadigar. So one day, I don't think it was the day of my Naujut. I was, meant to go. We all went, I think, and I was supposed to recite the prayer in front of Baba. And I was very, very nervous, but I remember standing in front of him, and I did do it. I was able to say that prayer, and I was very happy that I could do that. The prayers for my Naujut didn't go so well. I did not do them well at all. So on the day of the Naujut ceremony, of course, for those of you who know about it, it's a big ceremony, lots of pomp and circumstance. Dara, you must have had one, yes? Yeah. I can't hear.
He's muted.
Okay, Dara's muted. Okay, so there was this big to-do, and our Sarash uncle actually was the one who organized everything and arranged it all. And that was going to be in the evening, the prayers and then the party. But that morning, Baba called us to Merazad. and then performed, of course, what I consider to be the real Nawjut ceremony. And for those of you who know about it, you were given your sadra and your kasti for the first time, the sort of sacred garments that Zoroastrians wear. So I can remember again standing on my little stool, and Baba handed me my sadra and my kasti. And I think we said the prayers, and then that was it. That was my Nawjut ceremony, as far as I felt that was the real one. And then we had the big to-do in the evening where I sort of got my prayers wrong. But anyway, we did that to keep my grandfather happy. Now, of course, Dara was there. I'm not mentioning you because I don't think actually we saw each other that much, because Dara and our dad, you were mostly with the men monthly, and I do remember times when you would come. Of course, you went to Monthly Hall, perhaps at a different time. And then I remember when we were all together. I can remember those occasions too. So,
Daraji, Jai Baba, I think we had to mute you because there is some feedback, looks like that's coming in. So please unmute yourself if you wish to speak. And Shireen, we have 5 minutes more for you.
Oh,
please,
okay.
Please feel free.
Well,
yeah.
All right. Well, so one thing I didn't mention, and this is sort of very relevant for me for our next visit, but you all must know, and Dara, you must have done this, I'm sure, but Baba, liked entertainment. And it was something that our parents talked about. I mean, certainly Mum, having to sort of come up with something to entertain Baba. So I suppose our parents must have said to me, Shireen, think of something you can do to entertain Baba. And I really didn't have any talents, especially. So the only thing I could think of was to sing one of my school hymns to him. And it was, a little mortifying, but I sang All Things Bright and Beautiful in Mundley Hall. And I was definitely extremely embarrassed, but Baba was very sweet. I did not have a voice, but Baba was very, very sweet and, clapped. And he was so loving and so warm and so sweet and so devoted. And, I have to say, of course, when you're 7, you are somewhat the center of your own universe. There were a lot of other things going on. I didn't really notice them. I was just thinking about, when I could see Baba and when I was with Baba. I mean, he filled my entire space and my mind, my heart. I mean, it was just the most wonderful experience that I can't really do justice to in describing it. The time came to leave, and of course, lots of tears, so sad. We talked about when we go back. Now, we didn't know at the time that we'd be going back. Well, there'd be quite a gap of 6 years, I think, yes, before we went back for Dara Namrit's wedding, which of course is another story. So leaving Baba was really hard. I mean, I'd been taken out of school. I was in India. We were in India for 3 months. Dara, you must have missed work. I was out of school. Life had stopped. Life as we knew it had stopped, and it was all about being in India with Baba. And then suddenly we have to go home, and I was, very bereft. But then for me, what then continued, or what began actually, was a wonderful opportunity of correspondence with Baba. So lots of letters back and forth, and I'd write all these descriptions about what was going on and wanting a dog, and just a lovely correspondence. And Baba would send a lot of telegrams to our family. That was how really the communications happened in those days. Telegrams and letters. We'd get wonderful cables from Baba. So, of course, that connection, which of course was always unbroken, but, for me as a child, being able to write to him was monumental and really helped me. And then somehow before, we knew it, the time had come for Dara Namrit's wedding, and we were going back to India. But that's another tale, and of course Dara Namrit has so much more to say about that than I do. And so I think since my time is up, I'll just say thank you so much for inviting me to talk, and it's lovely to see Dara Namrit's faces. I can't hear you, Dara and Amrit.
Daraji, you may have to unmute your audio. We had to mute you because it was echoing, Daraji. If you could please turn on your audio, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Shireen, I just want you to tell them the time. I think that's when you were there, when you were there for your nojo, when you were 7 years old. When you were leaving, what did Baba tell you? How to make him happy?
Yes, that actually that was when I was 11, but I can tell it.
Okay, at the wedding, okay.
So, of course, we went back for Dara and Amrit's wedding, and at that, I was 11 years old at that time. And, it's a very different experience, 7 and 11. I won't go into all that now because there isn't time. But yes, on one of these little occasions when I had ridden the bicycle, because, when I was 11, Goha had the same bicycle, and I would ride it, and still think that the Marazad garden was this magical secret garden. And I did come across Baba's, the back door or side door to Baba's room, and I did go in. I went in. I knew I shouldn't, but I opened the door and I went in. Now, of course, again, Erich must have been there, but I don't remember him. So I knew I was doing something naughty, and I went in and I thought, is Baba awake? Is Baba asleep? But Baba was awake. So I sat with him. He was very sweet. I'm sure I got into trouble afterwards from, our parents. But amongst other things, what Dara is referring to is Baba and I, we've been talking again more about my school and all sorts of very mundane things, really, just everyday things. And then all of a sudden he became very still and he had a serious look on his face. And Baba's facial expressions, I do remember this, really could change. And there was this very serious, of course, everyone's can, but it was very different with Baba, with the way he was. And he looked serious, and I was a little bit apprehensive. And he looked at me and he said, and we'd just been talking about anything, any old thing. He said, Shireen, what do you think is the most important thing that you can do for me? And I was a little taken aback, and I thought, oh dear, I better answer this correctly. I better get this right. So I thought, well, I grew up, you grew up, Dara. We just knew to love Baba, to obey him. And I thought that those are the two things I can say, but he asked which is the most important. So I thought, well, to love Baba is easy. So I said, Baba, to obey you, thinking that was the right answer. And he looked at me so lovingly. And he didn't exactly say no. He wasn't saying, no, don't obey me. But it was not the answer. He said, I want you to be happy. And even at that young age, I was so touched that Baba would say that to me. I of course, I didn't, and I still don't understand the significance, of course, but at the time I didn't. But I didn't fully, grasp what it meant. But I still was so moved that Baba would say that, and he said it was such a moving look of love in his eyes. And then when I sort of composed myself, I remember thinking, oh, Baba is going to make my life so happy. I almost felt like he'd waved a magic wand over me. Oh, that was another thing. I asked him for a magic wand, which I did not get. That was one thing I asked when I was 7. So, of course, as, time has progressed, I do remember that and try to live up to that. But he wasn't saying your life is going to be happy or easy at all. No, on the contrary, in many ways. But I think what he was, no matter what, be happy. And it's such simple words, but full of such meaning. So, yes, thank you, Dara, for...
Well, that's a message for all of us, Shireen.
Yes. And then that time, Amrit, remember when he had us hug? Do you remember that?
What of the
story?
You tell.
I think we're into that time here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, next time. Okay.
Next up.
Yeah, Baba held us.
No, I think all of us would be very happy to hear that episode. Please go on, Shireen and Amrit. Please do
Okay,
that.
Amrit, you
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. I remember it was a few days after the wedding, and I was saying, Merazad and you guys, Dara stayed at Vilu's and you stayed with your grannies, and everybody would come every day to Merazad. And one of those days we were in Baba's room, and Baba called us both from either side, from left and right. And of course, after greeting and all that, and he put our heads on his, very close to his chest and all that, and said, "Be like sisters, your sisters." Yeah.
And then do you remember what Annabaz, years later, she told, I mean, she must have told you, but years later, of course, after Baba dropped his body, Jay and I visited India one time, just the two of us, before Mera was born, and Annabaz said she said Baba held us for such a long time, when he held us like that, and she said he wondered what was ahead for us, because she said she felt like he was giving us some strength.
Yes,
which was lovely.
I remember that. Yes, I remember Arnav was explaining.
Yeah. Which of course, when I was, I didn't have I wouldn't know anything. I mean, and you were so young. I mean, we were so young,
You were 11, I was 18 or something like that. Yeah.
Used to both teased.
Anyway,
We had a great growing up together that time. Yeah.
Grew up together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Shireen, I'm so glad that you've connected with this.
Thank you.
Gopi. But I just want to say a quick hello to my chaiwala. Where is he? Mr. Jay Bonner.
I am here. Hello.
He still gets up early, Dara, thanks to you. He's up at 6
Okay, Jay Baba to everyone.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, Gopi, and all of your group for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Dara. Thank you, Amrit.
Thank you, Baba.
Hope to see you, to relive those times. Thank you. Such precious memories. Thank you very much. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Kame Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba.
Jai.
Bye, yes.
Thank you, Shireen and Dara, for those lovely, reminiscences of your childhood. I think we can go on and hear about it. Thank you so much for sharing those wonderful episodes with us. So, for the benefit of our audience who can only understand Hindi or Telugu, I'll summarize very briefly. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. షిరీన్ బోనర్ మనకి ఇందాక న్యూ మెక్సికో ఇంగ్లాండ్ నుంచి యుఎస్ఏ నుంచి జాయిన్ అయ్యారు కదండి. అయితే వారి గురించి వారు కూడా బాబా కుటుంబానికి చెందిన వారే. సో మనం విన్నాం దారా ఇరానీ మనకి సుపరిచితులే. వారి సోదరి ఆవిడ షిరీన్. అయితే ఆది జూనియర్ కి తర్వాత ఫ్రెనీకి జన్మించారు వారు. అయితే నేను చెప్తున్నారండి, 3 సందర్భాల్లో బాబాని దర్శనం చేసుకోవడం జరిగింది. వారు పుట్టడం ఇంగ్లాండ్ దేశంలో పుట్టడం, అక్కడే విద్యా బుద్ధులన్నీ కూడా అక్కడే నేర్చుకోవడం జరిగింది. ఈ 3 సందర్భాల్లో ఎప్పుడైతే బాబాని వారు దర్శించుకోవడం జరిగిందో అవి ఏ రకంగా ఉన్నాయంటే, మొదటి సందర్భం 1958 వారి తండ్రి వాళ్ళని ఎత్తుకుని తీసుకురావడం, బాబా ఒడిలో పడుకోబెట్టడం, బాబా స్వయంగా ఎత్తుకోవడం. అప్పుడు ఆవిడ వయస్సు 3 నెలలు. 3 నెలలు శిశువు అనమాట ఆ సమయంలో, 58వ సంవత్సరంలో. ఆ తర్వాత ముఖ్యంగా ఆవిడ చెప్పింది, తను 7 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్నప్పుడు, 7 సంవత్సరాల వయసు వచ్చినప్పుడు 1964లో వారి జొరాస్ట్రియన్ సంప్రదాయం ప్రకారం నవజోత్ సెరమనీ జరిగింది. అప్పుడు ఎక్కువ తను గుర్తు తెచ్చుకున్న జ్ఞాపకాలు అన్నీ కూడా ఆ సందర్భాలే. ఆ తర్వాత చివరిగా 1968వ సంవత్సరంలో ఆఖరిలో మనం దారా అమృత్ చెప్పిన క్రిత వారాల్లో విన్నాం. వారు చెప్పిన ఎపిసోడ్స్ విన్నాం. బాబా తోటి ఏ రకంగా అయితే బాబా సమక్షంలో వారి వివాహం జరిగిందో ఆ వివాహానికి 3వ సందర్భం అన్నమాట. సో ఈ రకంగా చూసినట్టయితే ఈ 1964 సంవత్సరంలో ఏ రకంగా ఆవిడ రావడం, 7 ఏళ్ల వయసులో ఏ రకంగా బాబా తోటి ఉన్నారో దాని గురించి చెప్పారండి ముఖ్యంగా. అయితే తను చెప్తున్నారు ఈ నవజోత్ అనేది ఆ జొరాస్ట్రియన్ సంప్రదాయంలో వారి యొక్క తాతగారు చాలా ముఖ్యంగా పట్టుబట్టి అదొక సెరమనీ లాగా చేయించడం జరిగింది. తను పుట్టుకంతా కూడా ఇంగ్లాండ్, విద్య కూడా అంతా ఇంగ్లాండ్, చర్చ్, క్రిస్టియన్ హిమ్స్ వీటన్నిటికీ మధ్యలోనే పెరగడం జరిగింది. వారి ఇల్లు పేరు మెహర్ మంజిల్. వాళ్ళ ఇంటి దగ్గరే చర్చ్ ఉండేది. సో చర్చికి రావడిపోవడం, వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో ఉండడం, జీసస్ పేరు వినడం, ఇవన్నీ కూడా. సో తన తండ్రి గారి ద్వారా ఏమని తెరవడం జరిగిందంటే, బాబా మనకి పెదనాన్న, అంటే తనకు పెదనాన్న, అంకుల్ అని. అదే సమయంలో బాబా జీసస్ కూడా అని. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ వాళ్ళకి తెలియని భగవంతుడు పేరు ఏంటి అంటే జీసస్ అని ఆ వయసులో పాప. సో బాబాయే జీసస్, తనే మన పెదనాన్న కూడా అనేది తను ఆ చిన్న వయసులోనే వినడం జరిగింది తండ్రి గారి ద్వారా. నమ్మడం కూడా జరిగింది ఆ వయసులో. చూడండి, ఎదురు ప్రశ్న అనేది లేకుండా ఆ వయసులో అది ఆమె యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయడానికి బాబా అవకాశం ఇచ్చారు. అయితే దీనికి చెప్పడం జరిగింది, ఇలాగా నవజోత్ ఈ సెరమనీ మెహరాజాద్ లో జరుగుతుంది బాబా సమక్షంలో అని. దానికి ఏర్పాట్లు చేయడం జరిగింది. తను దానికి కావాల్సిన ప్రేయర్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా వాడికి నేర్పించే ప్రయత్నం కూడా జరిగింది. తను చెప్తున్నారండి, షిరీన్ చెప్తున్నారు, ఏ రకంగా అయితే బాబాని కలిసే ఆలోచన ఏదైతే ఉందో విన్న తర్వాత తన మనసులో ఎప్పుడు కూడా బాబా విషయాలే, బాబా గురించి ఆలోచనని మెదిలేవి. ఈ యొక్క తతంగం మీద, ఈ సెరమనీ మీద పెద్ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కానీ ఫోకస్ కానీ ఉండేది కాదు. అయితే దానికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇక్కడ బహుశా 6 నెలల పాటు ఉండడం జరిగింది. అందులో బాబాతో ఉండడం, అప్పుడే విమెన్ మండలి వారితో ఉండడం, కలిసి భోజనం చేయడం, ఇవన్నిటి కూడా చెప్పారండి. సో ముఖ్యంగా తాను తెలుసుకున్న స్మృతుల గురించి ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే, బాబా ముఖ్యంగా ఎప్పుడైతే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చారో ఎంతో ఆహ్లాదంగా, ఎంతో ప్రేమతోటి వాళ్ళందరినీ స్వీకరించేవారు అనమాట. ముఖ్యంగా షిరీన్ తోటి ఎప్పుడు కలిసినా సరే తనకి గుర్తున్నది ఎప్పుడు కూడా బీమింగ్ స్మైల్ ఆన్ బాబాస్ ఫేస్ అంటూ చెప్తున్నారు. ఆ చిరునవ్వు ఏదైతే ఉందో బాబా ముఖం పైన, అది మరువలేనిది అని మాటికి చెప్పారండి షిరీన్. అయితే తను వీళ్ళు కలిసిన తర్వాత జరిగిన ఒక సన్నివేశం గురించి చెప్తున్నారు. ఒక సందర్భంలో ఈ నవజోత్ జరిగిన తర్వాత బహుశా వీళ్ళు భోజనం చేసేటప్పుడు అడుగుతున్నారంట, తినికి బాబా అడిగారంట, నీకు పుట్టిందేమో ఇంగ్లాండ్ లో, అక్కడ అలవాట్లే ఉన్నాయి, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఇండియన్ భోజనం నచ్చుతుందా నీకు, ఆ పప్పు అన్నం లాంటివి ఇవన్నీ నచ్చుతాయి అంటే తను నిజంగా ఆవిడకి నచ్చేది కాదంట వచ్చిన రోజుల్లో. ఎందుకంటే అలవాటైందంతా కూడా వెస్ట్ లో ఉండే ఆ భోజనమే, ఆ పద్ధతులే. అయితే తనకి నచ్చేది కాదు. సో అయినప్పటికీ బాబాకి, లేదు బాబా నాకు నచ్చింది అన్నట్టుగానే చెప్తున్నాను అనమాట. అది వినడంతో బాబా తన చేతితో స్వయంగా తను తింటున్న ప్లేట్ లోంచే ఒక ముద్ద తీసి తన నోట్లో పెట్టారంట, ఈ పప్పు అన్నం. అయితే అప్పటి నుంచి ఆవిడ అంటున్నారు, పప్పు అన్నం నాకు చాలా ఇష్టం, అది కంటిన్యూ చేసుకుంటా వెళ్ళాను. అలాగే బాబా దగ్గర మస్తాన్ అని ఒక పెద్ద కుక్క ఉండేది, మనందరికీ తెలుసు, ఫోటోగ్రాఫ్ కూడా చూపించడం జరిగింది. సో అయితే ఆ బాబా సమక్షంలో మస్తాన్ని కలవడం జరిగింది షిరీన్. సో అది తనకి చిన్నదనంలో 7 ఏళ్ల వయసులో కొంచెం భయంగా ఉండేది, కానీ బాబా సహాయంతో మస్తాన్ స్నేహం ఏర్పరచుకున్నారు తను. అలాగే ఆ చిన్న వయసులోనే ఆ ఇంగ్లాండ్ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు తన యొక్క ఫ్రెండ్ తోటి, ఒక స్నేహితురాలు ఉంటే స్కూల్లోకి, భగవంతుడిని నేను కలవబోతున్నాను, తనకి మనం భగవంతుడిని కలిసినప్పుడు ఏ రకంగా ప్రశ్నలు వేయాలి అని ఒక రకంగా ఒక క్వశ్చన్స్ తయారు చేసి బాబాని అడగడం జరిగింది. బాబా ఎంతో ఓపికతోటి, ఎంతో ఆనందంగా వాటన్నిటికీ సమాధానం కూడా చెప్పారండి. అయితే ఇవి ముఖ్యమైనవి, ఒకసారి మనం క్విక్ గా మననం చేసుకుందాం ఏం చెప్పారో. నేను అడిగారంట ప్రశ్న, మొదటి ప్రశ్న ఏంటి అంటే, బాబా ఏంటి అన్నిటికైనా ఎత్తులో ఉన్నవి, నక్షత్రాల, చంద్రుడా, మేఘాల, ఏంటి అని. బాబా దానికి సమాధానంగా చెప్పారంట, ఉన్నతోన్నతుడు నేనే, హైయెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది హై నేనే అని బాబా దానికి సమాధానం చెప్పారంట. దానికి ఎంతో సంతోషించారంట ఆన్సర్ విని. అలాగే ఈ విచెస్ అంటారు కదండి, మాంత్రికులు, మంత్రాలు చేసేవాళ్ళు, మంత్రగతులు, వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా, వీళ్ళు నిజంగా ఉంటారా బాబా అని అడిగితే దానికి తన సమాధానం, బాబా నుంచి ఏమైనా ఆశించిందంటే, అంటే లేదు ఇలాంటివి ఏమి ఉండవు అని ఆశించిందంట. కానీ బాబా చెప్పిన ఆన్సర్, ఎస్ ఇలాంటివి ఉంటాయి, కానీ ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనుషుల్లో మంచి వాళ్ళు చెడ్డవాళ్ళు ఉంటారు కదా, అదే రకంగా. కానీ ఈ రకంగా తాంత్రికులు మనకు కథల్లోని పుస్తకాల్లోనూ చదువుకున్నట్టు వేసి ఎగురుతా ఉండరు, ఇలా ఏమి ఉండవు అని చెప్పడం జరిగింది. మూడో విషయం పునర్జన్మ గురించి, రీఇన్కార్నేషన్ గురించి అడిగారండి ఆవిడ బాబాని. అదే మా తల్లిదండ్రులు అదే తల్లిదండ్రులు ఉంటారా, మారుతారా అన్నదానికి బాబా చెప్పారని సమాధానం. రీఇన్కార్నేషన్ గురించి ఉంటారు, కానీ నీ తల్లిదండ్రులు వేరే ఉంటారు అని చెప్పడం జరిగింది సమాధానం. చివరిగా ముఖ్యమైన చెప్తున్నారండి, తినకి చిన్నతనంలో ఈ పాములు తేళ్లు అంటే చాలా భయంగా ఉంటూ ఉండేదన్నమాట. సో ఇవన్నిటిని బాబా నువ్వు ఎందుకు సృష్టించావు, ఇట్లాంటి భయంకరమైన జంతువుల్ని, ఇలాంటి జంతువుల క్రిముల్ని, వీటిని ఎందుకు సృష్టించవలసి వచ్చింది అని అడిగితే బాబా దానికి నవ్వుతూ సమాధానం చెప్పారంట. ఇవన్నిటికీ నీకు భయం వల్ల కదా, భయం వేస్తుంది కదా ఇవన్నిటి వల్ల. కానీ ఇది ఏ రకంగా మనం చూడాలంటే ప్రపంచంలో సృష్టిలో ఉన్నవన్నీ కూడా మంచి చెడు రెండు ఉండవలసిందే, రెండు అవసరమే. ఏ రకంగా అయితే మనము కాలకృత్యాలు తీర్చుకోవడానికి బాత్రూమ్కి వెళ్తామో అది తీసుకునేది అవసరం. సో మంచి చెడు ఏదైనా సరే ఈ ఉన్నది జీవితంలో ఉండవలసింది కాబట్టి దాంతో పాటు మనం నివసించాలి, నేర్చుకోవాలి అని చెప్తున్నారండి. అయితే తన మెహరాజాద్ లో ఉండే స్మృతుల గురించి చెప్తున్నారు. గోహర్ సైకిల్ తొక్కడం, అక్కడ ఆ గార్డెన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో చిన్న వయసులో ఆవిడ ఏమనుకుంటుంటే ఇది ఒక రహస్య మంత్రాలతో కూడిన ఒక గార్డెన్ లాంటిది అని అనుకునేదంట ఆవిడ చిన్నప్పుడు. ఆ గార్డెన్ లో అది ఆడుకునేటప్పుడు అదిని. తర్వాత ఒక బాబాని కూడా ఒక భగవంతుడు కదా, భగవంతుడు అంటే మాయలతోటి బహుశా మనం అందరం అసోసియేట్ చేసుకుని ఉంటాం చిన్న వయసులో. సో తిను కూడా బాబా ఒక మాంత్రికుడు, ఏమైనా చేయగలడు అనే ఆలోచనలోనే ఉంది. అయితే ఒకసారి బాబా కూడా తనకి అలాంటి అనుభూతిని కలిగించారంట. అది ఏంటి అంటే ఎవరో ఎక్కడి నుంచో ఏదో ఫ్రూట్ సలాడ్ పంపిస్తే దాని యొక్క బౌల్లో తీయడం జరిగింది. ఆవిడ అక్కడ ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి నీకు ఏంటి ఇష్టము, చెర్రీస్ ఇష్టమా అని అడిగితే అందులో చెర్రీస్ కూడా ఉంటే తీసి ఇమ్మన్నారంట. అయితే అప్పుడు నెహ్రూ, నాజా వీళ్ళందరూ ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా అందులో ఆ ఫ్రూట్ బౌల్ ని ఒక బౌల్లో వేసి అందులో ఉన్న చెర్రీలని తీసి షిరీన్కి ఇచ్చేశారు. అది తిన్న తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఇంకా కావాలని అడిగారంట బాబా. అడిగినప్పుడు అవును బాబా అని సమాధానం చెప్పేసరికి మళ్ళీ ఆ బౌల్ నుంచి వాళ్ళు అన్ని ఇచ్చేసాం కదా ఇంకెక్కడ ఉంటాయి అంటే లేదు వెతకండి అని అన్నారంట బాబా. అలా అనడంతో వాళ్ళకి మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక చెర్రీస్ ఇంకో కొన్ని చెర్రీస్ దొరికాయంట. అలాగా ఎన్నో సార్లు జరిగాయి. అదో తర్వాత వాళ్ళు అనుకున్నారంట ఒక ఫ్రూట్ బౌల్ లో ఇన్ని చెర్రీస్ సంభవమైంది కానే కాదు, ఇది ప్రత్యేకంగా ఏదో బాబా షిరీన్ గురించి చేయడమే అని చెప్పడం జరిగిందండి. ఆ తర్వాత అండి చెప్తున్నారండి పర్వర్దిగార్ ప్రేయర్ అనేది బాబా తనకి నేర్పడం జరిగింది. బాబా తనకి నేర్పమని చెప్పడం జరిగింది. సో అయితే తను వారి తల్లి ద్వారా ఈ పర్వర్దిగార్ ప్రేయర్ నేర్చుకోవడం జరిగింది. అది బాబా సమక్షంలో కూడా ఆవిడ రిసైట్ చేసే అవకాశం జరిగింది ఆవిడకి. సో ఇది ఎప్పుడు అంటే బాబా తినకి 11 సంవత్సరాలు వయసు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇది జరిగిందని చెప్తున్నారు. తన బాబా ముందు కూడా మండలి హాల్లో తన యొక్క స్కూల్లో నేర్చుకున్నవన్నీ కూడా తను నేర్చుకొని వినిపించడం జరిగింది. ఇదే ఆ తర్వాత 1964 అక్కడి నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోయిన తర్వాత బాబాతోటి ఉత్తర ప్రత్యుత్తరాలు చేయడం, ఈ రకంగా బాబాతోటి లింక్ ఏర్పరచుకోవడం, సంభాషణ ఉండడం కూడా జరిగిందండి. అయితే చివరిగా చెప్తున్నారండి ఆ బాబా ఎప్పుడైతే 1968లో ఆ దారా అమృత్ వారి వివాహ సందర్భంలో వీళ్ళని పిలిపించడం జరిగిందో అప్పుడు ఒక తినతో జరిగిన అనుభవం గురించి చెప్తున్నారు. తిను ఏదో రకంగా ఆడుతూ పాడుతూ ఇంకొక బాబా బెడ్రూమ్ చూసాం మనం, దానికి ఇంకొక ఎంట్రన్స్ ఉంది, అక్కడి నుంచి రావడం జరుగుతుంది. అది వచ్చినప్పుడు బాబా మళ్ళీ కూడా తనకి నవ్వుతానే కనబడ్డారు. కానీ వెళ్ళిపోయేటప్పుడు ఒక సందర్భంలో ఈ రకంగా బాబా చెప్పారంట. బాబా చాలా గంభీరమైన ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ తన ముఖం మీద తీసుకొస్తూ ఇలా చెప్పారు, నువ్వు నా గురించి ముఖ్యమైన విషయం ఏమైనా చేసేది ఉంటే అది ఏంటి, మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్ యూ క్యాన్ డూ ఫర్ మీ అనేది ఏంటి, ఒకటి ఏమైనా ఉందా అంటే దానికి సమాధానంగా ఈవిడ చెప్పారంట బాబాని ప్రేమించడము, బాబాని 100కి 100 పాళ్ళు చెప్పింది విధేయతగా పాటించడము, ఇలాంటివి అని తను విన్నది ఒక సందర్భంలో. సో అలాగే చెప్పింది బాబా నిన్ను విధేయతగా పాటించడమే, నీ మాటని పాటించడమే అది ఒక్కటే నువ్వు కోరుకునేది అనుకుంటా నేనని సమాధానం చెప్తే దానికి నవ్వుతూ బాబా కాదు, అది కాదు, నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటి అంటే నువ్వు ఎల్లప్పుడూ కూడా ఆనందంగా ఉండాలి అని చెప్తున్నారు. అయితే దానికి దారా గారు కూడా చెప్తున్నారండి, నేను బాబా మీరు ఆనందంగా ఉండేలా నేను చూస్తాను అని చెప్పలేదు, సందర్భాల్ని ఆ రకంగా ఉంచుతాను అని చెప్పలేదు. పరిస్థితులు ఎలాగున్నా మీరు అందులో ఆనందంగా ఉండగలగరా అని లేదా అనేది ముఖ్యమని. సో ఈ బాబా ఇచ్చిన ఈ ముఖ్యమైన మెసేజ్ తని షిరీన్ ఒక్కరికే కాదు మన అందరికి కూడా సంబంధించింది అని చెప్తున్నానండి. అలాగే చివరిగా అమృత్ షిరీన్ నీ దగ్గరికి పిలిచి బాబా హద్దుకుని చాలాసేపు హద్దుకుని ఈ సందర్భంలో చెప్పడం జరిగిందంటండి. కి అరణవాస్ తర్వాత రోజుల్లో చెప్పారంట, ఎంతోసేపు బాబా తన యొక్క గుండెల మీద వీళ్ళని ఉంచుకొని తర్వాత తనకు అనిపించిందంట అరణవాస్ కి, బాబా వీరిద్దరికి ఏదో ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన శక్తి ప్రసాదిస్తున్నారు అని. ఇలాగా షిరీన్ వారి అనుభవాలు చెప్పారండి. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। संक्षिप्त में हिंदी में जो शिरीन हमारे साथ है ये बाबा के परिवार के ही हैं। हमने आदि जी के बेटे दारा से सुना था पिछले हफ्ते। इस हफ्ते शिरीन किसे सुन रहे हैं। तो शिरीन इंग्लैंड में पैदा हुई थी और वहीं पे बड़ी हुई। तो इनको 3 संदर्भों में बाबा का दर्शन प्राप्त हुआ। 1958 में जब वे 3 महीने की छोटी बच्ची थी तब बाबा के गोद में उनको बिठाया गया। बाबा ने उन्हें लिया बहुत प्यार से। उसके बाद 64 में जोरास्ट्रियन ये इनके संप्रदाय के हिसाब से जो नवजोत सेरेमनी होता है, नवजोत सेरेमनी में इनका नवजोत सेरेमनी बाबा के समक्ष में हो रहा था। इन्हीं के बारे में इन्होंने काफी सारे चीजें हमारे सामने प्रस्तुत किया। और तीसरी बार जब अमृत और दारा का विवाह 1968 में हो रहा था उसका भी इन्होंने हमारे साथ शेयर किया कि उनका मिलना हुआ। तो जब नवजोत सेरेमनी हुआ इनका तब उनकी आयु थी 7 बरस। तो उस समय जिस तरह से वो बाबा से मिले वो उनके बारे में बता रहे थे। वे इंग्लैंड में बड़ी हुई, सो चर्च और इस तरह का क्रिश्चियन जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम होता है उनमें वे बड़ी हुई। तो जब उनके पिताजी से उन्होंने सुना कि बाबा ही जीसस हैं और वे हमारे बड़े पापा हैं, हमारे अंकल हैं, तो इस तरह इन्होंने स्वीकार कर लिया बाबा को जीसस और अपने अंकल के रूप में दोनों में ही तुरंत। और अपने तैयारी करने लगे कि देखिए इनके सामने मेहराजाद में नवजोत सेरेमनी होने वाला था। तो उन्होंने अपने एक मित्र के साथ में भगवान को पूछने लायक कुछ प्रश्न तैयार किए जिनके बारे में उन्होंने काफी खूबी से हमें सुनाया। तो जब ये चीज उन्हें अपने माता पिता को नहीं बताया था। तो जब भारत आ पहुंचे उस समय वे बाबा से मिले। एक चीज जो उनको बहुत भाती थी वो बाबा का जो स्माइल था, जो बाबा के चेहरे पे हंसी थी, वो उन्होंने कई बार बताया कि वो भूलने लायक नहीं थी। और जब बाबा से मिले तो वो अनुभव भी ऐसे बातों में बोलने लायक नहीं। तो उसी समय उनका एक अनुभव रहा कि जब बाबा के साथ खाना खाने लगे तो एक संदर्भ में बाबा ने एक निवाला अपने प्लेट से इनके मुंह में खुद रखा, दाल और चावल का। इनको उस समय तक इंडियन फूड उतना खास पसंद नहीं था, पर दाल चावल इनको उस दिन से काफी पसंद आने लगा। इसी तरह से इन्होंने जो प्रश्न तैयार कर लेके आए थे उनके बारे में बाबा से पूछा। और इनके सवाल कुछ 4-5 सवाल थे। उन्होंने पूछा कि बाबा सबसे उच्च स्थाई पर कौन है, ये तारे हैं या फिर चंद्रमा है या फिर कौन है। इसका समाधान बाबा ने दिया, सबसे ऊपर मैं हूँ, हाईएस्ट ऑफ द हाई मैं हूँ। ऐसा उन्होंने बाबा ने इनका जवाब दिया। और इन्होंने उसके बाद पूछा कि विचेस जो होती है, जो तांत्रिकाएं होते हैं, वो सत्य में होती है कि नहीं। तो उसमें बाबा ने कहा कि ऐसे तो होते हैं, पर ऐसा नहीं जो तुम जैसे आपने पुस्तकों में पढ़ा होगा या कहानियों में सुना होगा। ये जैसे बुरे अच्छे लोग होते हैं वैसे ही होते हैं। इसके बाद उन्होंने पुनर्जन्म के बारे में सवाल किया कि मेरे माता पिता वही माता पिता फिर मेरे होंगे क्या मेरे अगले जन्म में। तो उसको जवाब उन्हें दिया कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। और चौथा प्रश्न था कि बाबा ने कहा, इन्होंने बाबा से पूछा कि बाबा ये जो सांप वगैरह है, ये जो भयानक जंतु जीवी हैं, इनको आपने क्यों इनको इनका सृष्टिकरण किया, क्योंकि ये इतने भयानक हैं। तो बाबा ने कहा कि जिस तरह से ये सृष्टि में अच्छे बुरे दोनों का होना जरूरी है, बुरा का होना अनुभव अच्छा नहीं होता पर होना बहुत जरूरी है, इसका ऐसा इन्होंने समझाया शिरीन को। इसके बाद इन्होंने एक अपना अनुभव के बारे में बनाया। जब छोटे में इनको बाबा लगते थे एक मैजिशियन, एक ऐसा अनुभव इन्हें प्राप्त हुआ जिससे ये दोहराई इन्होंने यहाँ पे हमारे साथ में। किसी ने कहीं से एक फ्रूट सलाद भेजा था ऑस्ट्रेलिया से कहीं पे, तो इनको चेरीज बहुत पसंद थे, तो एक एक करके चेरीज इनको दी गई। पर देखा इन्होंने कि जब निकालते गए तो चेरीज और आते गए, ऐसे 3-4 बार हुआ। तो इनको विश्वास हो गया कि ये कुछ मंत्र बाबा ने किए, इसके वजह से ऐसा हुआ एक चमत्कार। इसके बाद परवरदिगार प्रेयर इन्होंने स्वयं बाबा के समक्ष पढ़ा, ये ऐसा एक अनुभव मिला इनको। और आखिरी में ये कह रहे थे कि जब 1968 में जब इनका आना हुआ अमृत के साथ में, दोनों के साथ में इनका मिलना हुआ और बाबा ने इनको अपने गले से लगाया और इनको कहा था कि नो मैटर व्हाट यू शुड बी हैप्पी, तो आई वांट यू टू बी हैप्पी, ऐसा कहा था एक मुख्य विषय के सामने। इसका मतलब ये कह रहे हैं कि दारा जी भी कि जो इन्होंने कहा वो हम सब के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है और सबको आजकल की परिस्थितियों में खासकर हम सब के लिए भी मान्य रखता है, ऐसा इन्होंने हमारे साथ शेयर किया। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। A small announcement. Tomorrow again between 10 to 12:15 we will have an online Sahavas program. Tomorrow we will be joined by Shri Prashant Ahir. He will talk to us on Meher Baba's accident in Oklahoma which happened on May 24th, 1952. రేపు 10 దగ్గర నుంచి 12:15 వరకు ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంటుంది యాజ్ యూజువల్ ఎవ్రీ సండే. రేపు స్పెషల్ ఏంటంటే ప్రశాంత్ ఆహిర్ గారు బాబా గారి యాక్సిడెంట్ ఓక్లహామాలో యుఎస్ ఓక్లహామాలో అయింది 1952 మే 24th. ఆ సందర్భంలో ఆయన టాక్ ఇస్తారు. कल 10 बजे से 12:15 तक एवरी संडे जो प्रोग्राम होता है वो होगा। कल स्पेशल टॉक होगा प्रशांत आहिर जी से। वे बाबा का जो एक्सीडेंट हुआ था 24 मई 1952 विच इज टुमारोज डेट 24 मई, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। ఇప్పుడు బిరవాడ్ బాబాస్ ఫిల్మ్ షో ఉంటుంది, జర్నీ ఆఫ్ గాడ్ పార్ట్ 1. So Baba has said this about his films, quote, if people who have not seen me personally see me through the medium of film, it will help them in the process of liberating themselves from the bondage of Maya. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
बाबा भीख दे की मार बाबा सिलाही बाबा ने भूलूंगा ना कभी
with us, and in Andhra too, one problem was their constant problem, short of time. Baba would give three darshan in a day. Every 3 hours, 4 hours, one darshan. Here, finished, hurriedly took few verses and go.
Continuously, day and night, Baba would go from one place to another. And I tell you, the places Baba visited, afterwards, of course, those people, they would just find Baba nothing but Baba. They would see outside just Baba is there for them. 5-6 days they were just out of the world.
I think it was really a very momentous phase in life. Hundreds came, thousands came with so many presents to Baba, fruits Baba, garlands, flowers and all that. Baba received their love, but Baba gave more of his love to them through his sight, through his gesture, through his just casting a glance over them. And it was really a sight. It was really a fortune, may say. That's what they say, it's a sight for the gods to witness, wherein Baba was giving and giving and giving of his love and compassion in abundance.
शिव शंकर हे तू ब्रह्म रूप श्री विष्णु रूप तू शिव शंकर हे तू जरतृष्टान एषु रूप तू गौतम बुद्ध तू जरतृष्टान एषु रूप तू गौतम बुद्ध तू.
What may I describe to you, because when naturally they had a greater scope of having a visual picture of what's around them. With me, my picture was him, his body. So I had to be with him all the time, following him, and guarding the body and keeping the sea of humanity away from him. That's how it was. Well, to bring these little episodes to our memories, what should I say? Unforgettable. Most unforgettable. Those were the years, you see. As I was just now saying about sea of humanity around him. And sometimes we would get the feeling, you see, that we are in the midst of a battlefield, without any weapons to fight for, except the support of the one who created the whole thing. That is Meher Baba. But still, we being human beings, I used to have a little bit of shivers also, because we are unprotected. And you know how the masses are. A little difference here and little difference in the concept, rats. And not that we had any walls against which we can stand, or anything. We were right in the center and all around was just there. So it was very difficult for us. For us means those who were presuming that they were trying to protect the body of the one who is the creator of everything and the show itself. That's how it was.
Baba went to Andhra first time in 1953 and second time in 1954. When first time he went there, it was Baba's fiery free life. fiery but free life. And when Baba started this life, of course no one could understand what it meant. But when Baba went to different places in India, then people could come to know what was it. Really speaking, during this tour, he spread the fire of his love.
How it was initiated, what had happened is that it so happened that Baba sent me and Pendu, Baba's cousin, on tour. So we are there in that state called Andhra now. So we are there for the first time. Hardly anybody comes to know about him and all that, except Dr. Dhanapati Rao. He was a doctor, and his family and some other 2 or 3 families to whom he has heard. So he heard from Madras. He came to Andhra and he shared whatever he had heard. You know how it goes on and on, the name of Lord spreads from one mouth to another mouth. So we are there. Naturally, he invited us to his place and we are telling them, and then from one city and one village, one town, we go from place to place, myself and Pendu. The 2 of us are there. And what we do is just give them the message about Sri Sadguru Meher Baba, how he is known as. At that time he was known as Sri Sadguru Meher Baba. So that's how it was, and then we said, well, people call him that, but that's how we take him to be quite different. From my mother I learned something different, that he is the one who was expected and he is expected, and this. All that rap, we have to give out in order to pass the time. What to do? To pacify their hearts. But then the effect was something quite different than what was expected. We never expected such, what do you call, acceptance of his name. To us it appeared as if we are just in an orchard there, and we just looked at the fruits that seemed to be there on the tree, but they were so ripe that as soon as his names were given out, they started falling onto our laps, ripe fruits. So they started saying out with one voice, when will we have in our midst? How will we have in our midst? What's going to happen? So that's the time when he went there. What had happened when we returned, we told them that, and I could say nothing except to say that nothing can bring him to you all. Only thing that can draw him to you all is your love for him. So try to love him, remember him, long for him. Get that longing in your heart that will drag him to you. Because, well, he had told us that although he has come as the Lord of his lovers in our midst, but love has such potential that Lord can become the slave of the love of his lovers. So I had that backing. So I gave out that only your longing can draw him. So he is the slave of the love of the lovers and all that. So that's why I just gave out. So then Baba went for the first time.
See, I first came in contact with Baba in 1953. We were there in the queue. Baba came, many people were going in the line and taking their darshan. But as the circumstances happened, we were not able to take darshan before the crowds finished, and it was 11 o'clock, and the doors of that darshan pandal was closed, and we were asked to go out. But my friend was very eager, and he said, no, Baba will call us, let us stand somewhere here. So Baba went to his room, all the crowds were dispersed, everyone was going out, but my friend and myself, we were standing in a corner. He watches us and he says, why are you just staying here? So my friend takes courage, goes to him and tells that we are from Calcutta and we want to have Baba's darshan. In the meanwhile, Baba calls him and tells why, what is the problem? So he says, Baba, there is some few people there who have come from Calcutta. They want to have your darshan. So Baba says, oh, it is Raghalu's group. Baba takes the name of that young man. Raghalu's group, call them. So we go inside Baba's room. And in Baba's room, one by one, we are just being introduced. So when my turn came, my friend told Baba, he is Rama Rao from Bilaspur. Then the board was there, alphabet board was there just by the side. Casually Baba picked up, started turning it in such a beautiful manner, abruptly stopped it and spelled out on the board, Ramam, R-A-M-A-M, Ramam, I know you. So I was taken back. You see, I am not met on any time. How can he just know me? Then I thought, he's a very advanced man. He must be knowing by intuition that I am so and so. But only my parents know this. But in between as I was just thinking, Baba was attending to some other ladies, some other visitors in the room. And again, at last, when Baba touched some prasad and asked Irich to distribute the prasad to all the lovers there, and Irich started distributing the prasad. So my friend tells, Baba, we want prasad from your hands. So Baba picks up 2 plantains and gives one to me and one to my friend Raghalu. And he tells again, now pointing his finger at my heart, he says, I know you. At that particular moment I felt, oh, he is my father. I lost my father at the age of 11, so I said, he is my father. Secondary thing is God or advanced soul person. This thought never came. He is my father. He is my real father.
Oh, the journey with God is the journey of the heart. Oh, the journey with God is an adventure from the start. Oh, the journey with God is the journey to oneself. Oh, the journey with God is a treasure of great wealth.
In his second Andhra visit, Baba publicly, openly, categorically, with divine honesty, said, whatever you may say, I am the same ancient one. But this publicly telling the people began in this very year, 54, in Hamirpur, on 10th February 1954.
Yeah, I remember that night very well. Yeah. Baba is made to stay at a place called Mehwa. It's a remote village, and there's a hillock. It's a hilly place. It's a forest area, but in the forest area there is a hill. And on the hill there was, naturally Baba was such a personality that these people in the remote villages, they did not know how to receive him. So they had constructed a special hut for him to receive, because their hovels are such that they feel that it is below Baba's dignity to step inside, and all that sort of thing is there. Human hearts are there, minds are there. So they had constructed a special hut for him. And Baba was staying there, and there are daily programs there. He was there for about 3 or 4 days, I think. I forget the number of days. But it was a longer stay. So that's how he was. And that night Baba said that we'll have a good program, music program here. So people have gathered from neighboring villages and from that particular village and the neighboring villages and all that. And they are all seated there and having a good time. So the music has started about 8 o'clock after dinner. And then Qawwali programs are there and Baba is enjoying. There are no electric lights on them. Just lanterns are there and pressure lamps are there, you know. And it's a lighted area and all that. But not as electricity would help us to have the brightness. So the music was going on and all that, and Baba would sometimes stop them from playing the music and explain the lines and give the deeper meanings and all that sort of thing. To our utter surprise, while the man was singing, the Qawwal was singing, Baba signaled to me and told him to stop. So, stop. So he dictates to me, and Baba says, speak out loudly. So I read the dictation, and the dictation was, Hail Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Means Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. So I spoke out loudly, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai, for the first time. And there was a resounding response to it. And there was silence. Total silence. And then Baba said, I am the one who has come in your midst once again. The one that brings the ancient message. Love me. Love God. I am God in human form. That's what he said. So that was the thing. And from that time onwards, it went on and on and on and on. For the first time, publicly, he declared in a remote village as to who he is. But it was the effect there at that time, in that night, was surcharged with Baba's presence and him being the ancient one, the avatar. Now, this is the second time that we are going now in 54. From place to place, telling to people that I am the same ancient one come in your midst once again, bringing the same ancient message, love. And after a pause of a split second, he said, love me because I am God in human form. People come to give their addresses and speak out their heart. Who is in your midst? They welcome him. People from different walks of life. You know, wherever you go, in any town, city and all that, there are these political parties are there. Men of different concepts and opinions are there. From the poorest to the poor, from the richest, parliamentarians and ordinary laborers and all that. One great thing I noticed was how a person get all of them together on a platform filled with love. They forget their differences of opinion, they forget their oppositions and all that sort of thing, and they are with one heart put their hands there to work. and create some atmosphere of great love and concord and harmony. That I found in him. Although it may be for that day or for that hour, but that's a great achievement. Without any payment, cash, without saying a word because he was silent, without doing anything, his presence was such that created that harmonious effect. You see. All castes, creeds and nationalities with different languages are all there. No distinction. There is no such thing as he caste or that sect. Of all colors, creeds and everything. Highest of the high and lowest of the low are all there in the sea of humanity. We were surprised with this. Baba is made to rest at some places, in the house of a certain person and all that.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. ఇప్పుడు బాబా నామ్ ధున్ ఫాలోడ్ బై సైలెన్స్ ప్రేయర్స్ అండ్ ఆర్తి. అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా की जय.
परब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. 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 ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. 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 ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
ओम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. We will now have 30 seconds silence. ఇప్పుడు 30 seconds silence అండి. అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Time for prayers.
O Almighty God, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all-knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all-merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the Ancient One, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yastan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Isa, the only one worthy of worship. We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent, for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent most specially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most specially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Beloved Lord, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। हुआ लहर से ही है जिसकी सृष्टि का निर्माण, उसकी दैवी अनंतता का कैसे हो अनुमान। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आओ मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। प्रेम दीप मैं ही जलाऊं, प्रेम दीप मैं ही जलाऊं, निभिड़ अंधेरा मिटता पाऊं, निभिड़ अंधेरा मिटता पाऊं। अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, तुम मुझको सरसाओ मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। जीवन की हर सांस बने आरती जीवन मेरा, बने आरती जीवन मेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो घेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो घेरा। खुले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, खुले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, तुम मुझ में छा जाओ मेहर प्रभु, आरती अपनाओ मेहर प्रभु, आरती अपनाओ मेहर प्रभु, आरती अपनाओ। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आओ मेहर प्रभु, आरती अपनाओ मेहर प्रभु, आरती अपनाओ मेहर प्रभु, आरती अपनाओ। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।